You're standing in the evidence room at 12:17 a.m., fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, holding a sealed bag that the system says was destroyed 3 days ago. The barcode scans as processed. The logbook says incinerated. Your initials are on the line confirming it, but the weight in your hand says otherwise. It's heavier than paper, heavier than policy. Worth about $22,000 if you walk it out of here before sunrise. You've been on the force 9 years, long enough to know procedures, long enough to know where they break. You make just under $60,000 a year. After taxes, deductions, and the loan you took when your brother got sick, you're left with numbers that don't stretch far enough. Rent, gas, groceries, everything climbs except your paycheck. You used to think that didn't matter. Now, you're not so sure. The evidence room is quiet. No cameras inside, just one pointed at the door. The system relies on trust, signatures, and the assumption that no one wearing a badge would risk everything for something this small. That assumption is the only thing protecting you. It didn't start with this. It started with a mistake that didn't feel like one. A late-night bust, small-time dealer, half a kilo logged during intake. The scale flickered between numbers. You wrote down the lower one. Not enough to raise suspicion, just enough to create space. Space you didn't touch for a week. The bag sat there in your locker, sealed, waiting. Every time you opened the door, you saw it. Every time you closed it, you told yourself you'd get rid of it. You didn't. You sold it instead. Cash in an envelope. No names, no receipts. Just a quiet exchange behind a closed storefront where nobody asked questions. You expected panic afterward, guilt, something. Instead, you went back to work the next day and processed another case like nothing happened. That's when it changed. Because once nothing happens the first time, the second time feels smaller. You get smarter. You stop taking from small seizures. Too obvious. You take from large ones, where discrepancies get buried in paperwork. You adjust logs just enough to stay within margins people don't double-check. You learn the rhythm. Which supervisors skim reports? Which shifts overlap poorly? Which nights the station feels empty? You build a system. A quiet one. You don't get greedy, not at first. Just enough to cover bills. Then enough to breathe. Then enough to feel like you're finally ahead of something. The money changes things slowly. You fix your car. You stop checking your bank app every morning. You buy your mom a new fridge when hers breaks, and she hugs you longer than usual because she doesn't know how you managed it. That moment should have stopped you. It doesn't, because now it feels justified. You're not hurting anyone, you tell yourself. The drugs were already out there. The cases still hold. The arrests still stand. You're just adjusting the outcome. Your partner trusts you completely. He's the kind of cop who still believes in what the badge means. Talks about retirement like it's something earned, not escaped. Brings extra coffee because he knows you don't sleep enough. He doesn't notice anything at first. Why would he? You're still showing up early, still making arrests, still doing the job better than most. That's the part that convinces you it's okay. You're good at both sides of it. Months pass. The system gets cleaner, more precise. You rotate cases, spread risk, keep records in your head instead of on paper. You stop dealing with middlemen and connect directly to people who don't care where the product comes from as long as it's consistent. They pay more for sealed evidence bags. Authenticity matters, apparently. You're making more in a month than your salary used to be in 3. And still, nothing happens. No audits, no questions, no consequences. That's when the risk changes, because the absence of consequences starts to feel like permission. You take bigger pulls. Entire packages marked as destroyed. You learn how to replicate paperwork, how to match handwriting, how to move items through the system without creating gaps. It becomes routine. Clock in, do the job, adjust the numbers, clock out. 2 lives running side by side, never touching. Until they do. It's small at first. A question about a discrepancy from a case 6 months ago. Nothing major. Just a note in a report that doesn't match the logged weight. You explain it easily. Scale error. Documentation mistake. Happens all the time. They accept it. But something lingers. A second review. Another question. More files pulled than usual. You start noticing patterns, not in your work, but in theirs. Who's asking? When they're asking? What they're looking at? You realize you're no longer invisible. And suddenly every decision feels louder. Every signature. Every bag. Every late night in this room. You think about stopping, but stopping doesn't erase anything. It just freezes everything exactly where it is. So you keep going. Because continuing feels like control, even when it isn't. The night it shifts, you're back in the evidence room. Same lights, same shelves, same quiet. Different feeling. You scan a bag and the system pauses half a second longer than usual. Just long enough to notice. Just long enough to wonder if someone else already has. You stand there holding something that officially doesn't exist, realizing that for the first time, you don't know if you're alone in this anymore. And that's the moment it changes. Not when you took the first bag. Not when you sold it. Not when the money started fixing things. Now. Because now you understand something you didn't before. It was never about getting away with it. It was about how long it would take before the system caught up. And standing here, listening to that faint buzz in the lights, you realize it already has. You just don't know from which direction it's coming.